What's going on, everybody? Brad here. We're live. Let's Talk Jurassic is live once again. Welcome all of my returning viewers, new friends, lurkers out there. I'm sure there's plenty of lurkers out there, as always. But this is Let's Talk Jurassic. It's your weekly live stream here from the Jurassic Park podcast, which is a weekly podcast dedicated to all things, you guessed it, Jurassic. So tonight we have so much to talk about, and stop watching it in 240p, Carl. But we have so much to talk about. Tonight we're going to be talking about Beyond the Gates, obviously. Lots of fun stuff there to talk about. There was a Lego set that came out recently. I wanted to show that off because it was really, really cool. We also have the potential for an escape room, a Jurassic World escape room. I'm excited by that. We've got some Mattel reveals all over the place. It's been pretty wild. And then Funko is showing off some stuff. So there's that. And then, of course, last but not least, we have one other thing we could probably talk about. I don't know. I don't even know if you guys care to talk about it anymore. It's just like, it's kind of old news at this point, but there is the Jurassic World Dominion trailer. So if you wanted to discuss that, we certainly could. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you want to talk about Jurassic World Dominion and the trailer that recently came out. I don't know if that's of any interest to anybody here, but feel free to let me know what you think about talking about that. If you want to, we could sub out, that discussion for a discussion about how great the Spino is. If you want to, we could sub that out. If you don't want to talk about Dominion, we could always talk about the Spinosaurus breaking the T-Rex's neck. So I'm down for either one. You just let me know. But first off, I did want to show off our episode this week. So we are using this new streaming software. So please bear with me if there's any issues along the way. Okay, so there's plenty of issues here. If you followed along last week for this live stream, last week was the first time that I knew that I used this new software, and it was pretty much a huge mess, very much a huge mess. I don't know if tonight's gonna go any differently or not. I have no clue. I don't know, but I'm excited and hopeful. So fingers crossed. But if it goes south, you know why. But I actually deleted last week's stream just completely because it got so messy. And then I signed off. I signed off completely from the stream. I went upstairs. I got changed, and then I started watching TV or something. And then I'm looking online, and everybody's like, huh, it looks like the stream's still happening. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm watching TV. What do you mean the stream's still happening? I come in the studio here, and the stream's still happening. I don't know. I don't know what happened last week, but the stream went on for like another hour or so without me. And I know I did see a few of you pop in here, and then I was like in my pajamas. I'm like, what's happening? Why is this thing still streaming? So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. But going back to the podcast this week, we had a fantastic episode, if I do say so myself. Let's see how this goes, because I don't know how this is gonna go. All right, so yeah, here's bad start to the comments already. I don't know where to put them. I'm just gonna put it right here. Can't stop the stream. Strong stream. Yeah, seriously. It was like an unstoppable stream. Maybe the toys came to life. That's certainly a possibility. You never know with these things. Let's go to the website real quick. All right, so the Lost World Book Club out this week. And it was fantastic. It was fantastic. So we had, hey, Toys Come to Life. Jurassic Dave was on this episode. Jurassic Dave was on there with Stephen Ray Morris, and they were talking about the middle portion of the Lost World novel, which I thought was just fantastic. Like I didn't get a chance to participate in this conversation with the three of them, with Ben and Jurassic Dave and Stephen. Like I did last time with Jurassic Park, the novel. I had the chance to talk with all of them. This time around, I didn't, but I think it was fine because they did a fantastic job talking about the middle portion of the book, and it was awesome. Really great insight. So please go check out this one. If this is weird, this is my iPad. I'm streaming from my iPad now. I don't know how this is possible, but I'm just scrolling on my iPad so you can see the website. All right, so go to JurassicParkPodcast.com and check out the episode there, or find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever else. But the final book club is coming up. All right, so the final date for the book club, that's going to be March 14th. So please get your thoughts and feelings in on the 5th configuration through to the end of the Lost World novel by March 12th. I believe that's a Saturday, so please get them in by then. Any thoughts and feelings on the final portion of the book, or if you have anything on the rest of it too, that's fine as well. Yeah, that's going to be the final analysis of those portions of the book. We might dip into other Lost World Book Club episodes as well, but this is the final one of this batch of episodes. So please go check that out. And then, of course, we do have videos and other things in here as well, so please give it a look. Now, back over to me. Hey, look at that. Did that work? It seems like it works. All right, so give a shout out here before we start getting into the conversation. Let's throw this up there. I don't know how big this is going to be. It fits. Jurassic Souls says, hey, Jurassic Souls gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Jurassic Souls. Really, really appreciate you helping to support the channel. Week by week, maybe it'll get better. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And it says, holy Suchomimus, that Dominion trailer and new toy reveals Chef's Kiss. I can't stay. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Jurassic Souls, but you'll be here in spirit. Have a good one, y'all. Also, I recommend checking out Cretaceous Dave's intro to his podcast. Yes, go check it out. I actually, I put a post up on Twitter before that I was like setting up for the stream while listening to his podcast on YouTube. So please go check that out over on YouTube for some great Camp Cretaceous commentary and discussion. So I'm really interested in that because at one point I was like, maybe I should set something up with a Camp Cretaceous thing, but I'm like, I can't focus on that right now. I'll do like my one-off episodes when the show comes out, but I'm glad somebody is out there covering it. So we've got Cretaceous Dave on our side covering the show Camp Cretaceous and all that it ties into. So very, very excited about that. But and again, thank you so much to Jurassic Souls. Hopefully your birthday's having a good brother, because I can't talk right. So hopefully your brother is having a good birthday. Happy birthday to Jurassic Souls' brother. All right. So we got another one here. Thank you so much to Ben Squeno. Did I say that right? Ben Squeno? Super chat from Ben Squeno. This is Ben's original ready rice. Whole grain medley quinoa. Okay, so that's what Siri wanted me to say. So I don't know if that has any correlation to Ben's Queno, but I don't think so. But again, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. There is one more here. Pixel Shark. Thank you so much. Love your shirt, man. Thank you, Ivan Reitman. Yes. Thank you so much to Ivan Reitman. And I put a thank you in the end of this past episode, the episode 309, the book club. It was a 3-hour long episode, over 3 hours. And when I was recording the outro and stuff like that, I actually just had read online that we had lost Ivan Reitman. So I was really bummed at that point. So I had to put something in the end of the episode because, like, his work meant so much to me and it still means so much to me. So Yeah, thank you so much to Ivan Reitman and to Pixel Shark. Thank you so much. Um, but yes, let's go ahead and talk about. I know there's a lot of people in here. I can't possibly shout out everybody at this moment, but I appreciate everybody for being here. Let's go ahead and talk about. Well, let's start off with what's it called? Beyond the Gates. Here we go. Look at that. I'm on this side now. We've got Beyond the Gates here from Target, from Jurassic Outpost, Chris, Jack, Caleb with the music. So here we go. Beyond the Gates, completely shocking us. Everybody in the fandom, completely shocked this time around. It's like unbelievable. Now, none of us expected this. Okay, we just did not expect. You know, we saw a Legacy Collection, and we're like, okay, all right, yeah, Legacy Collection. It's probably like, you know, some random thing, or, you know, something that's like maybe it says Legacy Collection, but maybe isn't actually like a Legacy item, and you're just confused as to why it's there. But here we go with a completely shocking in-gen vehicle here with Roland Tembo and a Parasaurolophus. And let me tell you, when my jaw dropped. It was at 8 a.m. or whatever. I saw the reveal here for this. But anyway, this was such a great reveal. The fact that Mattel kind of shocked everybody with a vehicle and a human, just a really major set. I've been worried about sets. I've been really worried about. How the Dennis Nedry one did, because it seemed like there was a lot left on the shelves. And same thing with the Explorer set. It's like, well, how many of those are left on the shelf right now? Just like an insane amount of Explorers. So here we go with another one, which honestly, if this was to see the shelves in the same proportion that the other ones do, I'm very scared, because I feel like less people are inclined to maybe buy this vehicle because it's a Lost World. It's not as iconic as the Jurassic Park Jeep or the Explorer. But to the fans, like, this is pretty awesome. And this is pretty amazing, especially for fans of, Kenner and the toys that came from the Lost World. And this toy from the Lost World, which I do have right here. I have it in the shot here. And let me actually go back to this real quick. This is one of my favorites, and it's missing the seat. I am missing like so much from this. I don't have the net thing, and I don't have the door. It's just a mess. I don't have, there's no, like, I feel like there's missing stickers probably. This thing is, I don't have this fender. So like, very incomplete. And this it just sits in a box in my office here. So it is just a fantastic toy that I just found that there was a hand inside of it. So very creepy. What are you doing? But anyway, very excited to see that we are diving back into that and also getting a Roland Tembo figure. So let's move over. There's nothing else really on here outside of the video. So yeah, let's take a quick look at that, see if there's anything we can see without playing through the whole thing. Can we play it? Will it play? Here we go. Can I do this on here? I can skip. All right, cool. I don't know if you can hear this. Oh, I turned it down. That's right. Yeah, there. Look at this. It's awesome stuff. Awesome artwork from John Bell. There's the vehicle there, looking super awesome. This vehicle is just, from the movie itself. This movie has some really, really awesome vehicles, some really iconic things that I think stand up to the other, the original vehicles. But it's definitely underrated in terms of like iconography and like visual style that like represents Jurassic. But they really put in a lot of details here to make this fairly similar to this, and it's more screen accurate in a lot of ways. It looks more screen accurate. It's got different features for sure. And look at that. Look at it. Can I pause this? Look at Roland Tembo. All right. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look at this guy. All right. Let's go back to this shot. Look at this one. Now, all right. Now this one, despite that one looking exactly like him, I still gotta take this one overall because like he's got that T-Rex Turner face for sure, but like this attire, while making no sense to this the movie, it's iconic. It's iconic, but likeness not so much. I know they got it better on future iterations of the toy, but I don't have that one. And this one is not even my original one. I had to buy this one separately because I lost mine in my backyard playing with it when I was a kid. So I'm so sad about that. And I think about him all the time. I'm like, wonder where he is. There's probably so many Jurassic toys in my backyard in the dirt because I really wanted to make like a nice play set with, that felt like a real park. But here we have the 3 3/4 inch Roland Tembo looking exactly like Pete Postlethwaite in the movie there. And it's fantastic. It is so good. I mean, come on. These are just amazing shots of the Lost World now. Who are we kidding? But hey, we got Chris here. You got Chris and toys. And look at the packaged one in the back. We've got long hair. Is it still as long? I mean, it's definitely still long. We got to like pay attention to the length every time we do one of these, okay? But I'm trying to click on this with my mouse, but it's not a mouse. But yes, so next time around when we come back to this in March, we got another Legacy Collection item. So let me say, you got to step up the game here. The expectations are high. The expectations are real high now. Now we're not just going to sit back and be like, let's just get a few raptors that look like, they're from the Legacy Collection. No, we need everything. We need good stuff. We need, give us, JP3 boat. That boat that they got attacked with the Spinosaurus. Give us that boat. Give us, I know I still want it, and I've been saying it, and I told Mattel I want that Gennaro bathroom breakaway set. Give us that. Give us all kinds of stuff. The game, the bar has been set. The game has changed. You can't go back from here. All right. So this is some high bar stuff here. So very excited about that. And then we have a look at it here. It's still available for pre-order. Let me just refresh that just to make sure. Yeah. So very surprising because what was the last one? Oh, the 2 Hammond Collection figures. They sold out real quick. The Explorers sold out. I don't remember. Everything else was a little bit on and off as far as what sold out and what didn't. But this is not sold out yet. So I wonder if the fact that it's Roland Tembo, a character that probably general audiences don't really care about, but is one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise. And then a vehicle that, kind of looks plain, but if you're a fan, that's an amazing vehicle, an iconic vehicle. And then a Parasaurolophus, which, kind of gets looked over here a lot because, it looks okay. It looks fine. Nothing too crazy about this Parasaur. You got a shot from the back. I mean, look at those jacked legs. Can we get a close-up of those legs? Yes, maybe? No. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that leg. Oh, yes. Wow. I can't figure out this. Okay. So never mind on a leg close-up. The Parasaur looks fine. It mentions juvenile Parasaur here, right? I don't feel like I ever got the inkling that this was a juvenile Parasaur in the film. I just thought it was like a normal, regular old Parasaur, adult. I never thought that it was smaller. But maybe I'll have to go back and watch. Now, how do I get out of this? I don't know. Let's go back here. Yeah, it says juvenile Parasaur right there. So, I don't know. Did you guys ever think that it was a juvenile Parasaurolophus? Because I never really thought I did. Did that make any sense? Who knows? Caleb says, this toy is so incredible. Love it. Collect Jurassic, another dream toy. Glorious. Yes. This is very exciting. These toys are not out, but will be at some point. Actually, I don't even know what did it say. As far as the arrival date, I'm just looking at my thing real quick before I even hear from you guys, probably. But let's see. It says nothing. Yeah, mine doesn't say anything. But I don't know. It'll show up in the next few months, probably. It's much better than pre-ordering Ahsoka Tano, the Mandalorian version in the Black Series, and then looking down at the delivery date, and it says January 2023, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, right? January 2020, like literally a whole year away. I'm like, are you kidding me? So no, this one is not out yet. There you go. Jared has the same Jeep there. Yes, this does make me excited to see more Legacy Collection. I feel like it's a confused line overall, but it's good to see. It's good to see. Awesome. Kenner rules. Pixel Shark again. Thank you so much. The seats are always the first to go. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like most vehicles I had, pretty much all vehicles I have. This is my only surviving. Maybe there's like a motorcycle or something. I don't even think I have the ATV anymore. But this is my only like surviving vehicle from the past. I have no more left. None. I had, so many of them. And now I have this, broken apart. And I'll own up to it. I threw out one of them like a few years ago, and I felt bad about it. But like it was just destroyed. But yeah, thank you so much. Look, man, say what you want, but like I can't deny how cool. Like this is probably the coolest figure I own ever. It's so cool. Like it's not Roland, but it's so cool. But I get it. It is the best Roland figure that we have. So yeah, but this is the real stuff here. Yeah, if they were smart, they'd lean into vehicles that capture and the capture gear. Yeah, I mean, they've been doing the capture gear stuff and the breakaway capture gear, which is great. But yeah, I've always wanted them to lean more into the absurd a little bit, like which they're doing here with like this missile, which is pretty great. I'm glad to see this like launcher on the side. That is certainly more absurd. This thing used to have like I think a launcher up top, which I don't know. I might still have that, but I don't know. But yeah, they used to have such absurd attachments and things to go on them, and I kind of miss those days. And maybe we'll get back to that with the Minion stuff, but based off of what we've seen so far. But let's keep moving here. Let's keep moving. Let me see. Get through some of these comments real quick before we move on. But yeah, I wanted to go back to this real quick. Yeah, pre-order $29.99. Is there anything else? Big screen action comes alive. Fans can recreate a memorable chase scene from the Lost World, Jurassic Park, and create new, exciting, new hunt. What? For once, that's not me. It says create new, exciting, new hunt and chase action. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's just like way too many news. I mean, no, it's just too many news. It's got a multi-item story pack. You got Roland Tembo action figure, Parasaurolophus, tricked out off-road vehicle with projectiles. Human and dinosaurs both have movable joints for realistic recreation moves, recreating moves or posing. This is hard to read on the iPad. In a man-on-beast display. The passenger seat of the vehicle slides out to deliver the action. That's pretty cool. It's awesome. It's a great little set. We got Lewis here. What's going on? Only 30 minutes. Oh, no. That's like, I don't know, a third of this whole thing, maybe. Maybe less. Dave, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. It's going okay so far. Fingers crossed. Yeah, Dave, those Black Series ones, it's like I forget what I've pre-ordered so often that I have to like make a list of everything and where I've ordered it. Otherwise, I would just forget and be lost. It would just be lost into the abyss. And I'd be like, I got to order this thing. And then I look and I've ordered 5 of them. So yeah, I got to keep track of these things because they're so like, you have no idea because it takes so long. Oh, here you go. Thank you so much again for the super chat. If they do a high hide with Eddie, I'll freak out. Yes. Yes, please do the high hide. Amazing. Amazing. I would love to see that so much. I do have the base of the high hide still somewhere. It's probably in that box over there. Yeah, and the RV, definitely want the RV. But yeah, that's that. So not much else to say. Amazing production as always from the Outpost crew and Caleb with the music. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Wait, what's going on? What are you saying, Caleb? Who got a Mr. DNA Funko, or is it a Brad Jost Funko? Oh. Yeah, it might just be a me Funko. That could be. It's possible. So that is the you can keep the conversation going. Now I'm so confused with if I'm using my iPad now, I'm like, I went to go scroll on my computer screen with my finger and that doesn't work. So I don't know what keyboard I need to use anymore because I have a keyboard on my iPad and I have a mouse and I have a screen and a phone. Too many things in front of me. But we'll figure this out eventually. So next up, I do want to talk quickly about this upcoming Lego set, which if I can get this to pop up here, maybe. All right, so I am very, very excited about this one. I pre-ordered it ASAP, but yeah, I got into this one. You know, as soon as I saw it popping up, I was like, all right, I'm not much of a Lego Jurassic collector. I say that, but over the past few years, I've definitely gotten gifts and gotten things Jurassic wise. I've gotten that boat that came out fairly recently. I got that airplane set. Maybe that's it. Is that it? There might be another 1 or 2 things in there, but nothing too crazy. So yeah, this is slowly building out for me, this Jurassic Lego set, and this one is kind of like I needed to get it. Now I feel bad I don't have the park gates, so I might have to get those at some point. I think they're still available at Universal. But yeah, this is a pretty fun set. It's not perfect, but I don't care. It's pretty awesome. There we go. Yeah, we've got everything you could really want from this scene. You've got Ian, Alan, Lex, and Tim, T-Rex, and the fence. And there's so many great little tidbits on here, whether it's the decals on the car or the T-Rex sign. The fence sign, there's so many little things. They've got a Ford logo, the Explorer logo, there's good stuff. And inside you could see the map, park map on there. This is some great stuff. Timmy's looking all disheveled. He's got mud all over him. This guy, loving it. You know, he's like, hey, I just put this whole thing together. I want to play with it now. It's a really cool looking box. It's fun. There it is on a table. Do you guys put your stuff in bowls? Is that how we're supposed to do it? We're supposed to be putting these things in bowls? Because I just bust open the bag and just let it on a table and just sit there on a table until I put it together and I'm done with it. But there he is. The guy's reading in the background. I wonder what he's reading. Maybe Jurassic Park. It's possible. Always got to point out the important stuff when we're doing these streams. But yeah, this is a fun set. Sure, the T-Rex is a little silly, but it's not too bad. I don't care too much. I like it. It's fun. It's a fun little set. It's not the most, just massive set, or it's not the most in-depth set or anything like that. And usually I'm pretty disappointed with Jurassic sets overall. I feel like actually, which I'm not going to bring them up today, but there were some Lego sets that just were revealed or leaked within the past few hours, and one of them, a Dominion set, and it just has like the shell of a building, and it's not even, I don't even know, it's not even a building, it's just like a shell of like a structure, and it's just like the most superfluous thing, and I don't know why it's there. And usually that's the case with Jurassic sets. So that's why I usually bypass on them. I want something of substance that makes a little bit more sense, and this does. It's got this nice base. It's got the road with the track. Like, there's a lot of really cool features here. So I'm definitely down for this. But this one I believe is sold out. Oh, there's the X. There it is. Coming April 17th, 2022. Pre-orders have sold out. I originally ordered this. Did I cancel that? No, I didn't. There might be one more out there for you if you want it. Yeah, I didn't cancel it, but I guess I have two coming. I originally ordered it from the Lego site, and initially it was like, your order is on back order, because I was like, oh man, like I don't want it on back order. I need it now. I need it ASAP. So I went over to Target and I got it, and it said no, it had no issue. It just said, here's your order, whatever. So maybe it'll be on back orders if I was a little bit late, but Lisa didn't tell me that right away. So I ordered it from Target eventually. $99.99, not too bad. Okay, so that's pretty obtainable. I feel like the what was the fence or the gate was like, I feel like that was like $200 or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got a full name from Kyla there. That was pretty nice. But we're not talking about those Lego sets just yet. But yeah, that's about that for the Lego set. I just thought that was a really fun set. I'm definitely into it, and I can't wait to put that thing together. Let's move on to some Mattel reveals. All right, so we're going to talk about some Mattel reveals. So, I've been loving Collect Jurassic's take on the reveals. If you haven't been following along, which I'm sure you have, Collect Jurassic has been posting like side by sides of like the tweet coming from like Collider or coming from like Yahoo News or whatever, and the amount of likes and retweets versus the fan community and what the fan community is able to bring to these toys and how we're able to share them around. And like my tweet for this or Collider's tweet, the last I looked, which was many days ago, the Collider's tweet was like 40 likes and mine was like 400 and something likes, and I was like, okay, I think I did pretty good there. And then the next time around it was like, I don't know if it was Collect Jurassic or Outpost or somebody, but it was like another, several hundred versus like 13 likes. So I don't know what's going on here, but we got a lot of reveals from random sites. Who knows? But here's one from Collider, from Mattel. Mattel? Did I just say Mattel? New company that produces dinosaurs. But we got that T-Rex up there. Yeah, whatever. Now this is cool. I really dig this one. I think this one's pretty awesome. It's a fantastic color scheme. I'm really digging this. It's very much like the Arctic, what was it? Allosaurus, something like that. T-Rex, I forget what it was. But the Arctic one from a long time ago. But this is awesome. This looks fantastic. I love that color scheme with the white on that blue with that orange eye with the slit on it. It's very, very cool. Painted toenails, but no fingernails. And then they do have these DNA things that pop in there. That's pretty interesting. I just prefer the foot scanning. I much prefer the foot scanning, but this is a fun detail. I rather have less, pieces and holes and stuff on top of the figure if possible. Now, this one looks like it has two. It has like an attack button or an action button, and then the DNA cartridge there, which it seems like a lot of these do have two things. Here's the Siloris, a new sculpt of this thing, a new look for the Siloris, and I don't know why. Yeah, I like the other one. Maybe this is more accurate. I have no idea. I don't know what that dinosaur really looks like, to be honest. But this is cool. It's a very cool looking dinosaur. I don't really love the color scheme, but you know, it is what it is. I do like the sculpt. I think that looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, and it's the battle damage. Is the other one? Yeah, the other one's battle damage too. So I guess it just reveals the battle damage. Same thing here. Then we got the extreme damage roaring Allosaurus. Very cool looking, very weathered. Digging that look. Very dark blue up on top, and this, you know, that base color looks fantastic. Like that looks so realistic to me versus like other lighter colors that have been used on similar kinds of dinosaurs, even the same dinosaur. So and it's a battle damage one, so that looks really, really cool. But that's fun. I dig that one, and I like that blue tongue in there. That's cool. And then we got that T-Rex here, same thing. They're going for these different unique paint jobs here. Look at all that striping on the legs and stuff, and even on the body. Very different than any of the other ones. Usually, like that base color is just like a straight like base color with maybe some speckles or something. But now it's almost got like veins or something all over it, which is kind of cool. Oh, and then we got some Lego. I forgot about these. There we go. We got some Lego sets here. Triceratops. We got a vehicle. Some guy wearing, what is that? Zach's outfit, I think, from the Jurassic Park sets. But then we got was that Claire and Franklin? That's pretty cool. We got Franklin, our first sighting of Franklin. I'm looking forward to these spy outfits, you know, for these characters. It looks like, judging based off of this box, the box art, it looks like some sort of prison or compound, you know, fenced-in compound. So I'm interested to see what that means for this. You know, we did see a Nasutoceratops smashing into, like, 2 trucks or something within the trailer. So interesting to see a Triceratops here. So who knows if that, you know, matters or not. Yeah. Now we got the Pyroraptor and Dilophosaurus transport. Now this is very cool. This one comes with Ian Malcolm, and who is that? I think that might say Ellie Sattler, and I don't know what that last one is. Does anybody know what that last one is? This image is not too great. But yeah, Ian looking all old in his Biosyn vehicle. What does it mean? What does it mean? Very cool. Very cool. But that Pyroraptor looks fun. I dig that. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of silly looking, but I dig it. I dig it so much. But that's it for the reveals from Collider. Some fun stuff. Nothing too groundbreaking. I think my favorite thing is this Raptor, though. This Raptor is really killer. I love fun designs on the Raptors, so that's a cool one for me. But there is more. There are more reveals here, so let's go over to Yahoo News. And I know everybody's been picking apart this article. We're not going to talk about the terrible writing maybe in this article, but we'll take a look at some of these figures. We've got another T-Rex here. Like what? How many Rex? How many Rex? What's happening? Now this one is completely different. So very cool though. I don't know. You know, it's a Rex. Then we got the Giganotosaurus here. Why did I say it that way? Giganotosaurus looking pretty fantastic. That's pretty awesome. And this is a super colossal, so you can throw all of your smaller dinosaurs in there, or your arm, or whatever else you can put in there. Paw Patrol, like we do at our house, or whatever else fits. And then you got this massive Imaginext Mega Stomp and Rumble Giga Dino for $100. It's massive. This is so massive, and I wonder, like, does it have like its own motion in here? Because I remember when the original stuff came out, Mattel had sent me the Indoraptor one, and I feel like that was like 60 something bucks or whatever at the time. And that has a really cool feature where like it came with like a four-wheeler, and you push the four-wheeler with Owen on it, and the Indoraptor follows it. It's like really smart, fun technology for that kind of toy. So I thought that was great. Is that a top picture? Is that top picture new Super Colossal Rex for a third time? No, it's the Thrash and Devour. Thrash and Devour. Oh, here's I didn't see these vehicles before. I mean, I did see them, but we'll get into those. And they're just showing off everything up there. But that's Imaginext. Now, this is one of my favorite things ever. This Therizinosaurus looking absolutely fantastic. Really, really digging this one. Absolutely love that. That is some fun looking stuff. Look at those claws. Look at those, like, that feathery body. That's fantastic. Does it have a price on that? Ooh, wow. Ooh, $34.99. Huh. Interesting price. Interesting price point on that. That is expensive. I feel like that's pretty expensive for that figure, but I don't know. And then we've got these Uncaged Rowdy Roars. So silly looking. So silly looking. And yeah, Dilophosaurus. And then we've got Beta. What else we got? Ferocious Pack figures. And these ones are fun. What is this? It doesn't say what this one is, does it? But we got the baby Nasutoceratops, the Atrociraptor, Dimetrodon, and whatever this thing is up top, this green thing. No clue. No idea what that is. But it's cool looking. I love the baby. I think the baby looks fantastic. Something about that reminds me of that Lost World trike, that really small one. Atrociraptor looks kind of cool. Looks fun. Definitely differentiates itself from the Velociraptors. And then we got that Dimetrodon, which looks pretty cool too. I like it. I kind of like the more crazy color schemes on the Dimetrodons, but that looks fun too. Then we got the Hammond Collection right here. Wrapped. This is essentially this is literally the same thing as the Amber Collection. So why? Same. It looks identical to me. So yeah, here it is. I don't know. It's just like sitting on my floor. It's like already here. Here it is. Got it. Got him. There it is. Let's just pose the head the same way. Put his hands down. There it is. Looking straight at you. Same thing. Anyway, that's that. And then we got Ian Malcolm. Look at that. Look at that guy. Definitely I think a better looking face sculpt. Pretty bulky looking jacket. I believe the jacket comes off. But yeah, Ian Malcolm, Amber Collection. No, Hammond Collection. And then we've got the Capture and Crush truck. Very cool. This is fun. Now, remember when I said I like it when they get into the absurd, toys and stuff like that, the vehicles? Well, I guess this is that, right? This is definitely pretty absurd looking. And it's interesting. I don't know how I feel too much about this one, but I guess it does do what I want them to do. I just think maybe those big tires are kind of like catching me off guard or something, but this honestly does feel a lot like what we would have gotten back in the days. So that is kind of cool. I mean, I do like the giant missile rig thing up top. I think that's awesome. I'm interested to see how humans play a role in this set. Like how can you fit them in there? Is that whole top open? I don't know. There is some sort of compartment here on the side, maybe a bust-away side for the Raptor to break through. Don't really know. Or you hit that gray button. Maybe there's a gray button there. I don't know. But it's very cool. I like that. I like that raptor capture thing. That's kind of fun. And then we got a new looking raptor there, so that's cool as well. I dig that. Pretty fun. It's definitely, it feels like kind of like a kitty dump truck in a way, but I kind of dig it. There's something about it that is kind of really cool. Got some more vehicles here. This is, let's see what it said. It said Matchbox Jeep Gladiator, $34.99. There you go. Got a Draco Rex and this Biosyn-looking truck. It just has a Jurassic World logo on the side, which is interesting. I don't really know what's going on there. And then some sort of window blocker? I don't really know what's going on up there. But yeah. Then you got a bunch of vehicles that, well, these are old vehicles. I don't know why that picture's there. You got a mask. And that's about it. But if you look up top, and there's a trailer playing. We don't want to play that. Up top, there was a bunch of pictures. I don't know if I can stop this or not. A lot of pictures of that one. Here we go. Oh, can't stop it. All right, so there's a few different vehicles in there, those little Matchbox-sized cars. So that's kind of fun. But I dig the Yahoo News reveals a lot more than the Collider ones. But they're taking an interesting strategy, I think, here with the reveals of these figures. And right now, it is a very tumultuous time in the fandom where nobody knows what can be posted. Can you post about Soda? Can you post a Lego set? Can you just comment on the trailer without them taking it down? Nobody knows. Nobody has any clue right now. So whatever's on a website it may be safe. Like, maybe. So that's why we're covering that. But yeah, that's about it for that. I do want to, let's see. Do we have anything else there? No. Quickly, I wanted to bring up this little topic here because I brought it up, which maybe I could bring that up here. Let me see. Where did I tweet that from? I think that was from the podcast. Yeah, let's go here. Bear with me for a second. All right, so wanted to bring this up real quick because I thought it was kind of fun. We've been reading The Lost World along with, the book club on the podcast. So if you're not reading along with The Lost World or you don't know anything about it, Dodgson plays a huge role in this story. And I thought, this is a great time to really reread that as we make our way towards Dominion. It's a fantastic time to kind of get to know Dodgson again and how evil of a character he can be. But also there's like other side characters as well. So for instance, we have kind of like Dodgson's number 2 on the island or in the company of Biosyn. So his name's Howard King. And it makes me think like, this character is, a big part of Dodgson's story and, his number 2 in command there at Biosyn. So I'm wondering to myself, like, is this character going to show up in Dominion? Because I feel like there's always other characters, right, that tag along with the villain in a movie or whoever. There's always somebody else there along with them that is like, along for the ride. Now, you could say, oh, maybe that's going to be like Dr. Wu. But we saw Dr. Wu in the trailer, and he's looking pretty sad. Like he doesn't want to be there. And there might be a guy in a suit in front of him, which could very well be Dodgson. But I wonder, what do you think about Howard King being in this movie as Scott Hayes? So Scott Hayes is a character in this movie, and thankfully Stephen Ray Morris commented there as well and said, oh my God, I can totally see it, disgraced rock star scientist who has to get his hands dirty. Yeah, and look at him there. Like, if that doesn't describe, like, disgraced rock star scientist, like he looks like he could totally play that part. He's a bit younger than the actor playing Dodgson, so it could make sense. I feel like it could make sense as somebody who maybe wants to like ride the coattails of Dodgson and make his way up the ranks there at Biosyn and maybe be, you know, a big part of that company, but is kind of being taken down by Dodgson and his nefarious plans and whatnot. So I feel like it could be interesting. I don't know. I was like trying to look into it yesterday. I'm like, has anybody said anything about Scott Hayes? I mean, I haven't heard anything about him since like the casting announcement. I really haven't heard much about what Scott Hayes' involvement is in this movie outside of he's in the movie. So I have no idea. And maybe you guys know more than I do. I have no clue. But I was looking around. I'm like, I don't see any attachment to him as far as like who he could be playing or anything like that. But I'm like, Howard King, you know, while reading the Lost World novel, I'm like, this is a guy that sounds like it could be in the movie, in Dominion. So we haven't heard anything about Scott Hayes. We didn't see him in the trailer. So maybe, just maybe, this could be Howard King that we're looking at. I don't know. Lewis seems to like this idea. I really second this. Scott Hayes as Howard King. JP Ranger says that would certainly be cool, Brad. Jared says, how much of his novel evilness do you guys think will be translated into his Dominion portrayal? It's an interesting question. I don't know. I wonder, especially after, you know, on the heels of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, where Mills very much was like that demeanor of Dodgson, where like he'll just do anything it takes to, you know, get the job done. And, you know, whether that's smothering out Lockwood or somebody pushing over somebody over a boat in the novel, it's like, you know, there's a lot of ethical, moral dilemmas for this character, and I think he could be pretty evil in Dominion still. I do still think there's a chance, even though they're just on the heels of Mills being that same way. Jared says, I've been wondering the same thing about Howard King and George Basilton, almost like an anti-Alan Grant in a sense. Maybe, yeah. No, we're not spoiling anything. No spoilers for the Lost World book that came out so long ago. See, I feel like Basilton, while, you know, important in the book for a bit, it's like, I feel like that character is maybe less necessary than Howard King. Now, certainly these situations are very different in the Lost World versus, you know, Dominion, but I'm interested to see if Howard King plays a role. Siaka says, I say bring in Levine. Yeah, I mean, that would be fantastic as well. I feel like it could be that too. You know, there could be a role if they flopped it, you know, if maybe he could be, you know, Levine too. That could be interesting too. I think there's a possibility there. You know, as somebody who maybe goes out ahead of, you know, Grant, Ellie, and Ian, and like tries to get the true story, the true, you know, what's happening with, maybe it's kind of like the reverse story in a way, how he's like trying to go out there and find these dinosaurs, but in this way he's like trying to find the story that's happening here, and it could be really interesting to see if maybe he could be playing Levine. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be a bad guy though. That's just the vibe that I'm getting. But Levine could be an interesting character that you could set up as somebody who could have their own stories in the future. You know, that's a character that you could just pull out from the books and like kind of make like a trilogy off of this character or something like that, I feel like. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Just wanted to put that in your heads. Think about it. Let me know. And if you want to participate in the book club that is happening right now, we just put out the episode about the middle portion of the book. So read along with us. There's still time to catch up. You've got another month before the next book club episode. So why don't we go ahead and let's talk about our next topic here because we've already been going for an hour. I want to kind of move through these if we can. So where was I? All right, so I want to talk about escape rooms. All right, so we're going to talk about escape rooms. All right. Universal Studios Orlando or Universal Orlando has maybe been constructing an escape room in their City Walk area. So if you take a look at this map here, this is City Walk. Can I get rid of this part? Yeah. All right. So this is like this long bridge is how you enter Universal Orlando. You could park here, you walk across there, or you take the bus and get up into this big rotunda where the security is. And then there's this long pathway down to like the main area. There's all kinds of stores and food places, and you go over here, and this is where Universal Orlando, like Universal Studios Florida is, and then this is where Islands of Adventure is. But here is the City Walk area, and up here, right here, the Groove, temporarily closed. That is the construction site now for potentially an escape room that could feature Jurassic World and Back to the Future, actually. So two of my most favorite things ever. So this is pretty amazing. Some legit, like, real escape rooms from Universal in a Universal, like, on a Universal property. And the Groove, which I have never been, actually, I don't feel like I've ever been up on this, like, second tier over here, like this, because, like, you got to kind of, like, you go downhill, and then you go to this part, and then you can kind of go, like, up this section, and I really never go back here at all. Yeah, really don't ever. But let's see here. If there's, I had some more pictures here. This is what the Groove apparently looks like a little bit. So it's a pretty big area. So I'm just trying to see, like, how much time how much space do you think they have in there? There's a lot of space. It looks like a big dance hall thing. I don't really know what this place is, but lots of TVs. Here's the entrance and stuff. So they could change that up however they want. But yeah, pretty big looking area, I guess. It looks like multi-tiered. So I don't know, like, how would they utilize this space? That's pretty interesting. I hope they make it like multi-leveled or something like that. That could be kind of cool. Looks like they might have to completely transform the inside of this building to make it escape rooms. And I don't know if they're just going to go for like 2 escape rooms or maybe more. But the idea of, I want to talk about the idea of an escape room with you guys. What kind of things would you like to see in an escape room for Jurassic? I've got some ideas, and I was wondering about it earlier today. I'm like, what would you put in there? And I feel like for sure one of the things that'll be in this escape room is that massive container that you see that is floated around. It's like that cargo container that's busted out and the raptors are on top. That thing has made its way from Australia to like London to Orlando. And last we saw it, it was in the tribute store. So I'm wondering if they could use that as like a centerpiece for an escape room of sorts. Could be interesting to see that again. Because I'm always wondering where that thing's going to pop up next, because they just continue to use it and use it as a promotional tie-in for these movies. So what other kinds of things do you think would be in an escape room for Jurassic? Obviously, like dinosaurs. I just don't know. I feel like they would make you like reach your arm into like a dinosaur mouth or something like that to try to find like a key or like a code or something like that. I love escape rooms. I don't know if anybody's ever done an escape room, but they are super fun, always a blast, and I hope it's worth your time and money for something like this, because, you know, I'm sure it will be fairly expensive on a Universal property, especially something that's highly themed to a Universal property itself. So I wonder what it could be. It could be pretty interesting. Hopefully there's like multiple rooms, because if you got a chance to do the tribute store was like incredibly themed, you know, with the control room area, and then it like transitioned out of that like into like a paddock, and then into like the old park and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of potential here. And I think maybe even a control room where you have to try to like as soon as the timer starts, like a dinosaur outbreak happens, and you have to try to make your way out of the control room and into different rooms to just miss dinosaurs and stuff like that. That could be pretty interesting. Especially like imagine if they didn't this tribute store close? Yes, it closed a long time ago. But that's the last place we saw that thing. And like I said, if anybody did get the chance to do the tribute store, just kind of basing it off of like how cool it could be. Meant to close that. But yeah, I think if you imagine being in that room where like it's like a control room and you have to try to perform a lot of tasks. There's like control panels and electrical stuff all over the place, and you have to try to like do a bunch of things in order to get to the next room. And then imagine if they had these like screens, like Windows screens on the wall that when you got through the room, it looks back in and it's like a video screen that plays, and it looks like the room you were just in, but it has like raptors that just jumped into that room or something like that. I think that could be pretty interesting. And then you have to do the next room and get out of there, and like, maybe you made your way into the garage, and you have to try to figure out how to get the garage door open or something like that. It could be pretty interesting. There's so many ways, and Jurassic is very, very much a story of like, well, we're stuck here. What do we do next? How do we get to the next place? What does Cretaceous Dave says here? The clock starts and it's Nedry's countdown. You need to successfully get the embryos to the East Dock before the time runs out. I like that. I think that's pretty cool too. That's pretty awesome. You start out and you're like, you gotta find the key to the embryo room and get the embryos, and then take the embryos and unlock something that finds the Barbasol can, and then take the Barbasol can into the next room, and it could be really interesting to see. I think that would be pretty awesome. That's a fun idea. Escape the hatchery, like the first book. Yeah. Try to hack a computer like Lex trying to lock the control room doors. Exactly. Like, I feel like you're just like reverse hacking though. You want to escape. You don't want to trap yourself in. You don't want to lock the doors. You want to unlock them. So you're like hacking your way. You're like around the room is like multiple different codes that, once you put them in, it's like, it just makes it worse and worse if you get them wrong. And then, that could be interesting too, is like you need to find the right code, and maybe on the desk is like little hints as to what the code could be. So you're trying to piece together these codes and then input them into the computer and stuff. There's a lot of really fun stuff in there. Like today I was playing a Spider-Man video game, and I was like trying to track down a code and, figure out what that number was. And I think that could be fun to utilize in a real setting as well. Lego and Dominus escape. Find enough hot dogs to get away. Yeah, that would be a ton of fun. Just like you have to get all the hot dogs and then throw them into this big like open Indominus mouth. And once you get like 18 hot dogs, then you can move on to the next room. But yeah, I'm interested in this. I think it's a fun idea. Can't wait to get down there and try it when they do announce it, and then when they do open it. I'm very excited to learn more. But just thought I'd talk about that with you for a little bit. I am very excited for the prospect of it, and I wonder, probably be something that's kind of hard to get into, I feel like. I don't know. Might be kind of tough. But yeah, let's move on to our next topic since we're running a little long here. What is our next topic? Our next one is going to be, we're going to go back to this iPad here. We're going to get away from the Groove, and we're going to go over to Funko. And Funko released a link here for Funko Pop movie poster, Jurassic Park vinyl figure. It's a very interesting looking figure. I'm not too sure about this one. But I think it's pretty interesting. I like the idea of this. 17 inches tall, 5.5 wide, 11 long. So this is pretty cool. Like I dig this vibe here. I think this is pretty fun. Double tap to zoom. Well, that didn't really help. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. I just feel like this position and what's happening here with the raptor. I feel like the head of the Rex should have been like higher with the raptor in its mouth. Like I don't know why it's at the point of like, I'm going to grab the raptor instead of just like up here, like throwing it, you know, like that could have been a much cooler pose. So it is interesting. It does look like it. Yeah. Thomas says here, at first I thought it fell over. Yeah. It kind of looks like it's like leaning and it's not really like posed upright. So is that Rex sleeping? The figure is unusual, but cool. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's a pretty good answer there. It's interesting. I really dig this backdrop thing with the poster back there. I think that's pretty awesome. 17 inches tall. That's pretty big. So that could be a nice like piece for your shelf. Very cool display to have the poster back there. And it does have like the credits and stuff behind the Rex. But like, I do feel like the Rex portion is kind of wasted on here. I'm interested to see it in person though. Could make a big difference, but it is pretty cool. I do kind of like this thing. Now, this site, which is just Walmart, this is the link that they shared was from Walmart. And earlier today it did say like 34 something, but now it says 59.88. So I don't really know what's going on there. Walmart's a mystery to me. I know the website usually just gets filled up with people selling stuff on here, so I don't really. Maybe that's how this got boosted up to 59. But I don't know. I'm not really sure how that happened. But 59.99, 88 there. But when we go over to the actual Funko website, it says $35. So I don't really know. Sorry, I'm going to decline this 10% off. But you can notify when the product is in stock there, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, interesting looking figure. Can we zoom in here? Nope. Well, now it's just blue. But there you go. I don't know. Was this ever available to pre-order or anything like that? I did not do it if it was. Poster's magical. No, it's definitely not the Gennaro scene. There's a raptor there. Okay, so you did pre-order it? You did get it? Okay, so it's, well, whatever it is not there now. So maybe that's just somebody reselling it or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's not even available now on there. So I did not pre-order this, so did not get it. Is that a footprint on the figure base? I don't know. I don't really know. It is available for pre-order on Amazon. Well, good to know. Let's see. Funko, Jurassic Park. Funky. Funky? What is a funky Jurassic Park? Let's see what comes up here. Yeah, not coming up right away. Let's see. Let's add the word poster. There we go. It's $59.99. So why is it so much? That's weird. I don't like that. Does it say like other sellers or anything? Ships from Amazon. I don't know. Anyway, can we zoom in on this one? I think it's just like the fossils and stuff that fell. in the visitor center. Yeah, Rex saves the day. It's just weird. Like, it's just a weird position, even for that scene. It's just like, why is it like just down here? Like, I don't really know. Yeah, it would be a cool book stand. I'm assuming it comes like in this case. I'm assuming, but you never know. But yeah, pretty cool thing. But $59.99, not too sure. If Dave got it for less than that, that's pretty awesome. 35 is a good deal, I feel like, but I did not get it for 35. I did not get it for anything. Not at 59, a little too steep for me right now. But there you go, Funko Pop. Now, why don't we go ahead and move into, since nobody really cared to talk about the Jurassic World Dominion trailer, I figure we'll just talk about how awesome the Spinosaurus is, right? Isn't that what you guys want to talk about? Yeah? I don't hear you. No? Okay. All right, well, here we have the Jurassic World Dominion trailer. I'm not going to play it, but I'm just going to go scene by scene. What do you guys want to talk about with this trailer? Because there's a lot of fun stuff. If you want my reaction to this thing, like I did a full reaction video, which you can check out on our YouTube. But there's a lot of fun stuff in here. I was just through the roof with this whole trailer. Like, I absolutely loved it. I think it's so good. This was a pretty big one, right? This, not that part. This part right here. Oh my God, stop playing. I don't want you to play. I just want you to pause. Can I make this a better quality? I don't want to be like Carl over here. Anyway, you got Blue and you've got Beta, and what I like about Beta is Beta looks like a little bit bigger version of Baby Blue, so that's kind of cool. I like that Beta has a cracked sickle claw. I think that's a nice little touch. So that's awesome. And yes, the Hammond voiceover was incredible. Like that was the first moment that just absolutely killed me. But yeah, I loved Hammond's voiceover here. But yeah, this was a big one for me. Like, as soon as they revealed Beta, I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe they showed that in the trailer. Like, I knew it was coming. It's just like, I just didn't expect it to be there in the trailer. Let's see what else we got. We got some more shots of them. Oh, come on. Why? That's not even, is that even the part of it? No, it's not. I don't want this trailer to play. I just want to look at it. Stop playing. I'm not asking you to play. There they are in a different part. It's like no longer snowy. You got the mosasaur here. Let's see. Oh, come on. So this is a question. A lot of people are wondering about this. And I am as well. Like, as far as we were told in maybe not the most precise way, they said that the prologue was not going to be in Jurassic World Dominion. Right? So, is this in Jurassic World Dominion? Like, or is this not in the movie? Like, is it there or is it not? Because, like, when they talked about what was in the movie, they said this 5-minute prologue is not in the movie. So that's part of it. So why is it, like, I don't know. Going back to Blue, Jared says Beta, Blue's offspring, and the questions surrounding her birth, parthenogenesis, or did Blue have a mate, or somehow in vitro? I don't know why I said it that way before. But yeah, they definitely explained it outside of the films and inside of Jurassic World Aftermath, right? The fact that Blue is capable of parthenogenesis. So I feel like, we've seen a lot of takedowns and leaks that have been retracted and stuff like that over the past several days, many of which have Beta's name in there. So first off, it was like a while back, there was like toys and stuff like that revealed the name. But then there was, I don't feel like there was a big fuss about that though. But then we had those soda cans, the Dr. Pepper cans that actually had beta on there, and I think it said beta. And then those were gone. They took those off, and then the what do you call it? The Legos that just came out today had the name beta on there as well, and then they were taken off. Outside of that, there's not really there's nothing that hasn't been revealed already, especially on those soda cans. Like, all those things have been revealed. So why are we retracting the soda cans from the internet? Why are we saying, no, don't post those? When the only thing that's maybe new information to the community or to people is the name beta. So I'm wondering about that. So I feel like maybe in the coming days or months or however long, they have this nice package set up where, like a behind the scenes package thing where they put it out online, and it's like Colin and maybe Chris Pratt or whoever, or Dr. Wu or somebody, not Dr. Wu, but BD Wong, describing how this is possible. How was Blue able to do this? Give a little bit of backstory, because I feel like general audiences aren't going to really know how this happened. And then they're just going to be like, oh, there's other raptors out there that this definitely happened from. But I think they need to like really describe this, and this could be a way to do that, is to put like a show reel out there that kind of shows different clips of Blue and Beta, and talking about the name and how she came about and all that stuff. Like, it sounds silly, but like I feel like the general population kind of needs something like that. And yeah, Aftermath really dropped that bomb as early as 2020. How odd is that? Yeah. I mean, as soon as that came out, everybody's like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be happening. And then there was those little leaks here and there that showed, the baby itself. So yeah, Cretaceous Dave said this elsewhere. It's been hinted at that she was nesting a couple of times in the VC, Visitor Center in Camp Cretaceous Season 3. At the vehicle, when Owen finds her in Fallen Kingdom, I assumed she was having a baby. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Very, very fair points. Because she's definitely created a world for herself in those two locations. So yeah, I think that's a pretty fair point, a fair observation. I don't really like the placement of this. Let me put it over here. I need like a center line. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good point. Like, maybe she's been really trying. But this is maybe the first chance that it's happened. If Blue is capable of parthenogenesis, then what does that mean for the 3 years she was on her own in Nublar? Did she attempt? Maybe she did. Maybe she attempted in those multiple places that Cretaceous Dave mentioned, and maybe it happened. Who knows? But yeah, what do you think about this? This scene that is behind us here, this T-Rex. Do you think that is this actually in the movie, or is it not supposed to be in the movie? Like, what's the deal? I just feel like they told us many times, unless it was a bad interpretation from like the author of these articles or whatever. But I feel like they kind of just told us that, and even Colin in his own words kind of said it. But I don't know. I feel like it's not in the movie. But if it's not in the movie, then where's the Rex? Like, we didn't see her in any other shots, and I'm very scared. Very scared. But I would assume she makes it to the end at least, because they are setting up this grudge match, right? It seems like it. So who really knows? But I'm interested. Interested to see if this makes it into the final cut. Let's move on here, as this thing I'm sure will start playing once again. All right, here we go. Oh, Alan Grant. So this part, got me hyped. I was so hyped to see them once again. Grant and Ellie looking fantastic yet again. Here's Ellie. Don't play. Come on, stop playing. Oh my gosh, I can't get this thing to not play. There she is. And the details in this shot alone, whether it's the resonating chamber on the left side of the shot down below, or that picture of them, of Grant and Ellie, on the filing cabinet. There's so many nice like little nods all over the place, and it's really really cool. Like this is awesome. Having them back. Skipping ahead. Now this shot, oh no, not this one. Not this June. Yeah, oh man, I just missed it. This shot now. Oh my gosh. You know, I was kind of let down when I found out that this was just stock footage of horses. You know, because I'm looking at this shot and I'm like, wow, bravo, guys, you did it. This is an amazing shot. And yes, it is. You know, it is an amazing shot, but not shot by Colin. You know, it's just stock footage of horses running. So they blended this in beautifully. It looks fantastic. And this is like an iconic image here for Jurassic. Like, this is so iconic. Everything about this is incredible. Like, this is the background on my phone. Like, I don't know. I don't have like a spot that's like, you know, visible, more visible enough, but it is back there. And then my lock screen, Ian and Alan. So that's my lock screen. Family? Nope. Sorry. It's Ian and Alan, childhood heroes. But yeah, this shot is amazing, and it's, you know, it's reminiscent of the amazing shot in Fallen Kingdom that was you know, also stock footage, which was that surf wave, you know, where the Mosasaurus comes through. That was not shot by them. That was just stock footage. But yeah, a beautiful, beautiful shot, and I just can't believe this is the kind of imagery that we're getting now. This is like incredible. Can I make this? That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. That I dig that. That works. And hey, look, it's not playing. We got Therizinosaurus here. Pretty awesome. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, Claire, what are you doing? Like, come on, this thing totally sees you, right? Like, you're not hiding. It's terrifying. Go back there to Dr. Ian Malcolm. Yes. Can I put on closed captioning in this? No? Okay. But yes, I think I maybe have to go back this way. Let's see. Hit this button. No. Not that one. This one? Nope. Have the X. There we go. They don't have closed captioning on this video. Come on. Why are they so terrible like that? Always. But yeah, there's Ian Malcolm looking fantastic. That's awesome. He looks so good in the black attire. And then we've got a sad, disgruntled looking Dr. Henry Wu, which I think, you know, I said it earlier, but I got to believe that is Dodgson on his right. Left of the screen, you see a suit right there. That's got to be Dodgson, right? I mean, there's no other way. I feel like it's got to be Dodgson or maybe Howard King. But I feel like he is probably in a lab that is like not of his own accord, and he's probably being forced to do something and not liking what he has to do. So pretty interesting. How often do JP movies have wilderness shots with no humans or human structures? Seems rare. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's definitely rare. You know, there's certainly some shots I feel like, I don't know if you count it, but like when you go to the island and like you see the island, does that count? I know that's like, it's different than like, I don't know, but you know, there's probably some shots in the Lost World too. But yeah, it is rare. It is like the fact that we can't really like think of them easily off the top of our head is like kind of hard. Yeah, it's interesting. How will they find them all together? Like, what is the reasoning for the three of them to be together? Like, it just seems so unlikely. And, as I've always said, like, there's no reason why Sarah Harding shouldn't be involved in this stuff. Like, there's absolutely no reason. She's certainly the most qualified person. So I don't know why she's not there. Maybe Wu was having a midlife crisis and trying on his high school haircut again. What are you trying to say? This is my high school haircut? I mean, kind of. And yes, BD Wong's Twitter has been fantastic recently. It's been so, so good. You think you might have to kill the mosasaur somehow? Who? BD Wong? Dr. Wu? How's he going to do it? Or tell him how to capture it. It's possible. Do we think Wu will be a bit humbled following the fallout from Fallen Kingdom or during his time at Biosyn? I think, I still think he doesn't really care about what went down with Fallen Kingdom to a certain point. But I think if there's, I don't know, he's not a very ethically great guy. So it's hard to say like one thing would set him off versus another, because he seems perfectly content with all the stuff that happened prior to this. Seems like he really has no issue with it. But what would set him off? Would it, I think somebody taking advantage of his work would definitely set him off. So I think he will have a turnaround for sure. Sam's line, you didn't come out here to catch up, did you? Like, it was just so, like, I love the way he says that so much. You didn't mean to, you didn't want to come all the way out here to catch up. And it's like, he's so, so grizzled sounding. And it just reminds me of that reading of a line in Jurassic Park when he's, okay, come on over. He's just like, screaming, and it just so obvious his accent and just like, I don't know what it is about the reading of those lines, but there's like a few lines like that in Jurassic Park 3 where he just like sounds so silly, and it sounds like definitely like he was just in a studio and just is like, okay, come on over, and you didn't come all the way out here to catch up, did you? But I appreciate him with his accent. I think like, John Hammond didn't really hide his accent and all that. It was like, very true to John Hammond and bounced a little bit all over the place. And same thing with Grant. It has always kind of bounced a little bit. It's never been like a flawless accent. So I think it's cool to just kind of embrace it and just be, who he is. Because anytime he talks, it just sounds right. Like even if he's just at home talking to a pig, like that's Alan Grant. That's him right there. Sorry, I just screamed into the mic for like several minutes. And I would definitely say that guy in front of him is Dodgson right here. For sure, got to be Dodgson. Caleb thinks there's a lot of misdirects and things left out of the trailer purposefully. Yeah, I think so too. In a lot of ways, it's just really the hype trailer. It's just like, look at all these amazing things, get hyped, play it at the Super Bowl, play it during the Olympics, get hyped. And then, soon enough, we'll get a story trailer that'll have some like actual like talking and plot points and things like that. And I have no doubt in my mind, that that Universal will fully go ahead and spoil all the major plot points of this movie. No doubt. Can I rewind 30 minutes? Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about escape rooms. Yeah, Yeah, did I say that? Yeah, I think it did. What they aren't showing you is that Mark Degler is also just right outside the tarp. Maybe. It's possible. It's possible. You know, I feel like we all have this vision in our minds as far as where this movie ends up with some of these characters. So it's interesting the way that it was set up, right? Like, it's been a long time, huh? You know? So I'm interested to see, where's Mark? Where's the kids? What is that one kid's name? We know Charlie. What's the other kid's name? Who's the baby? Is there a baby name? Have I missed it all these years? Maybe. Look at that suit color. It's Kenji's dad. Mystery solved. Maybe. What if it's not Kenji's dad, but just the suit? You know, Kenji, Dodgson's like, Dr. Wu, the suit costs more than your education, and it was lent to me by my friend Daniel. Yeah, I think that's probably it. That's definitely Kenji's dad's suit. Not Kenji's dad, but just Kenji's dad's suit and Dodgson. I'm at quarter life. Is that really quarter 3? That's pushing it, man. Dude, I'm almost 40. Come on. I mean, I got a few years. But like, you're expecting a lot from me. Okay? I'm not going to do this that long, okay? David, you missed everything. You missed absolutely everything. We were talking about Beyond the Gates. We were talking about Lego, other Mattel reveals. We were talking about the book club. We were talking about Jurassic World escape rooms, Funko, all kinds of stuff. And now we're talking about the trailer. So you missed a lot. But yeah. New Zealand accent is perfect. No flaws. Who, mine or his? Mine or Sam Neill's? What if Kenji's dad appears and he's still a CGI cartoon character? Yeah, I hope so. Oh my gosh, I hope so. I was playing that Spider-Man game today, and I was like, there's a suit that you can try on that looks like it's a cartoon, in this CG-looking game. So I feel like it's like that, where, it would just be this cartoon character. It would be like Roger Rabbit or the new Chipmunks, which also has a Jurassic Park reference in the commercial. So go check that out. Hold on, I got to answer this text. Bear with me. All right, so how do I scroll? All right, let's see. I will listen to Wire episodes even in 2052. Hey, Aaron! Wait, how old will I be in 2052? Old? Yeah. What year is it? I mean, that's not that far away. What? Come on. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll still do it there. 120-year-old Brad doing Jurassic Park podcast. Hello and welcome to the Jurassic Park podcast. This is episode 4,000. What is happening to my brain? 4,467. Why am I doing this? This is going on way too long. Anyway, let's go through this trailer. We've got Claire jumping. Woo! Atrociraptor jumping. Fantastic. Now look at this. Apple headquarters. That's interesting. Why is the Apple headquarters in the trailer? Grant is looking down at his seatbelt and like, how do you put this thing on? Is it from this side? How does it? He doesn't know. This fantastic reveal that I didn't expect to get. Why is this still on the screen? Let me remove that. We got this Atrociraptor, this Pyroraptor here, too many raptor. We got Raptor and Raptor and Raptor in this movie, and multiple of the Raptor. So yeah, so many Raptor. This one's very cool. I'm so excited, and if you listen to these live streams, I've 100% said it here or on The Wire. I don't know, but probably here. I definitely said when talking about Owen and Claire that are, not Owen and Claire, Owen and Kyla, yeah. That are back there. I said, wouldn't it be awesome if they're facing off against a Pyroraptor, something that is vivid and colorful and scary and looks fiery? You know, I literally said, wouldn't it be cool to have them in this snowy setting facing off a fiery dino? Wouldn't that be awesome? And look at that. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So, I am so excited by that. I am so excited by that. I can't tell you. I am just thrilled that there's Pyroraptor here in the snow, looking beautiful. It is so awesome. There they are. Ah! Oh, so we got some interesting stuff happening here. What's going on? What's going on with that? Now, this is interesting. Owen says, what does he say? Oh, you know what? I meant to bring it up earlier. Where's that shot? I think it's somewhere in here. What does he say? He says, I can't hear it. Can anybody hear it? I have no idea. The iPad is muted, so let me unmute that. Oh.
We'll find a way.
Nope, too far. Oh my gosh, that's so loud.
Forever. If they find her, we're never going to see her again. We got to protect her. That's our job.
If they find her, we're never going to see her again. We have to protect her. That's our job. I just remembered all that line. I should act. If they find her, we got to protect her. It's our job. That was terrible. I can't do it with headphones on. That's the problem. You know, when I first watched this trailer, I was like, oh my God, why is that happening? When I first watched this trailer, I was like, oh, they're talking about Blue. They're talking about Blue. They got to protect Blue. But after, watching it just a few more times, and literally after I recorded all of my content and put it out there in the world, I was like, you know what? They're definitely talking about Maisie. They're 100% talking about Maisie and not Blue. We have to protect her. If they get her, get their hands on her, like, she's gone. We're never going to see her again. It's 100% about Maisie. So I didn't catch that right off the bat the first watch, but the second or third, fourth time, however many, I was like, oh, okay, definitely what's going on here. And that's big. And I know this feels like it's a conversation that, like, she's probably just, like, right in these woods listening to, or like asleep on somebody's lap or something. And she's like fake sleeping, she's like, the camera pans down and she's like, her eyes are open, but then they close real quick when somebody like rubs her head. Yeah, I don't know. I still got to figure out that. So far this streaming software has been pretty fantastic, but that noise, don't know what that was. Don't know why that's been happening. It only started happening once I plugged the iPad in, so not sure if we're going to have to keep that or not. But yeah, Owen Wilson impression spot on. Wow. If we're not going to be able to keep her here. Wow. We're going to have to send her back to Route 66. Hey, Mater, can you take her? Can you hide her for me? Wow. Yeah, anyway, Owen has to be talking about Maisie here, I think. Yep. Not sure he's talking about protecting Blue or Maisie because as a human clone, she's in a unique, precarious situation herself. Yeah, I feel like it's a misdirect. Like, that's definitely the misdirection that Caleb was talking about, because they had just shown, like, Blue and Beta. So I definitely think that, like, it's all about Maisie, though. That's kind of interesting. Ben Squeno, thank you so much again. It says, I really feel like they're talking about Maisie here because she is a clone, so maybe people would want to get to her so they can clone humans. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that they are after her. What is their line again? I'm not that good of an actor. I forgot already. How do I unmute this without the... Oh, that one's so...
We'll find a way.
Keep her here forever.
Can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her. That's our job.
They find her, we're never going to see her again. We have to protect her. That's our job. Yeah, I don't know if they find her. How does anybody know? Like, that's I think the only way is if Wu is certainly under, lock and key from Dodgson. He's locked away in a lab and mistakenly says something that alludes to Maisie being a clone. And, Dodgson puts the pieces together. Maybe he's got like a Basilton or something like that that's out there tracking down some story. Is that the guy that did it? I forget now. It's been so long since I read the beginning of The Lost World. But yeah, it could be interesting to see how they put those pieces together. And, oh man, it did it again. I got to mute it. Got to mute the iPad. Why does that happen? No idea. Should I like turn it down? I don't know. But definitely about Maisie. So thank you, Maisie. So thank you so much for the super chat. So there are people hunting down Owen and the Raptors or Maisie? Well, I think all the above. I definitely think, there is a shot of... Where is it? This shot here. So you see a vehicle back there, which actually I think that vehicle was in the Lego set. So if you pay attention to one of those Lego sets that just came out over the past few hours. But here is Beta. Oh, look, hey, look at this. That's how Beta talks. Hey, look. Hey, Blue, Mom. Hey, Mom, look, there's a fox. Can I eat it? Ah! And then it just gets caught in the trap. All right, so there's a trap. And then, obviously, because Blue is like, the snow explodes. There's definitely a net under there or something. Hopefully not one of those bear claw things. That would be terrible. But based off of the shot, I can't even get it to stay steady. But Blue is like looking upwards. So I feel like the baby is like hanging, upside down or something in a net. And then obviously the hunters come up right behind them. So I definitely think that's what's going on there. But yeah, oh my gosh, there's still so much more. But it does bring me to this comment because, again, Owen says, like, I always come back. I always come back. Well, Owen, I'm keeping my bet on the table, and I'm saying you ain't coming back this time. Not coming back. My dude, you're not coming back. You can't say that again. Can you say that again and it not be like super cliche? Like, I told you I'd come back. Dude, you can't say it twice. You can't. So I don't feel like he's saying it twice. I feel like it's just got to be, just one of those things that he says it. He said it way too many times and now he's not coming back. So what do you guys think? Do you think that's possible? Well, what are you talking about? That legit was really good. 2052, Brad, portraying multiple roles in the JV franchise after years of impression practice. Yeah. I'm going to be in the new animated series in 2052. I'm going to play every role. But there won't be any Brads in that series, unfortunately. No Brads. Yeah, Wu has to be involved in cloning Maisie for sure. I think there's a center line. I can see it now. Yeah. Where's that other screen? I don't know. If Beta is captured, why would Maisie be important? Does Beta have Maisie's human clone gene? I don't think so. Planet of the Dinos. So, I came up with an interesting theory as to how you can do this. So I forget what I think it was like a tweet or something that I responded to about like what would the world look like in the future of Jurassic? Like what does that look like if we're stopping the story here, like the ongoing story? And this is the conclusion of the era or whatever. I think the way to do stories in the future is stories set along just a wildly varied timeline where you maybe have some stories set close to Dominion. Maybe you have some stories set in between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. Maybe you have a story that's set after humans can no longer have control, and it's literally like 100 years in the future, and it is Planet of the Dinos, and it's like that. I think that could be interesting, and it's like there's plenty of stories in between to tell what happened. Maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't, but it could be interesting to like project how things went down. If we don't see it here, or if we find at the end of this movie that humans and dinosaurs are living, next to each other cohesively, like everything's good. I don't know, but I think there's a way that in the future, very, very far, like you could have different movies set along a very, very long timeline so that you don't have to have an ongoing story and nothing doesn't really need to set up the next thing. You could have just single stories set along a timeline of 100 years, or something like that. Could be interesting. Yes, another one. Thank you so much. I think the thing that really got me was when Maisie was in the cage with a Giganotosaurus biting the cage. Don't understand how that would happen. Yeah, I don't know. Do I have that figure around here? No, I don't. But that Bull T-Rex back there came with that figure, and that thing that was in the Lost World, which they said that there was a cage hanging down from the hide, right? It's back here somewhere, right? This thing. Awesome shot. Like incredible shot. You don't understand how that would happen. Yeah, I don't understand how that happens either. No idea what this situation is. Trying to see anything, but I have no idea. No clue, but I am very interested to find out. And hopefully somebody shoots a flare at this thing to distract it away. I don't know. Kind of hoping Beta has a New Jersey accent. Hey, yo, come here, Mom. Hey, yo, come on. I think I found the trap. Hey, Claire, I'm sorry, but I gotta let Blue in. Oh, my impression of Owen Wilson. Can I do Luke Wilson too? I mean, he's basically, he just sounds like Owen Wilson, but just a little different. Let's see. I'm scrolling through the chat here, just seeing if there's anything else. But let's point out real quick before we head out of here. This cat scene, like, my God, that's incredible. I absolutely love this. This is everything I could have wanted. It's so good. I really hope we get some good Kets content, and I hope there's more than one. I hope there's like a just an amazing scene of like two of them just flying together, swooping around. Like, Oh, that could be amazing. And I can't wait to find out why, how, who, what, where, and why when it comes to this thing. And I love that color scheme. Like, look at that. It is amazing. That blue on the crest. Oh my God, that is awesome. Pseudoceratops here. Hey, yo, Ma! Come on, look at this! Look at this! Yeah, I put up a meme of this shot here with it blurry, and I just said the words "me" when watching the Jurassic World Dominion trailer, and it's got like 2,500 likes. I'm like, okay, I guess people like that tweet. But yeah, and then let's see, Alan with a wrench. I like that. We got a practical Dilo here, which is pretty crazy. You know, at first glance, everything about this Dilophosaurus in real time just looked so fake to me. So it's interesting. I'm interested by it. It still kind of looks weird, but I kind of dig it. It's awesome. I love the blue tongue on that thing too. That is super cool. Can't really tell there. Oh, but then the crew. Come on. Yeah, see, that's what I was mentioning before. Yeah, the Maisie pick reminds me of the high hide safety cage. That's what I was mentioning, like that thing that hangs under the high hide. Yeah. I wonder if there'll be anything like that. I think like in this scene here, there's these pods like that are up pretty high. I wonder if there's like cages that hang down from those pods, like simulating high hides or something like that. Could be interesting. But yeah. I love that. Like this shot of everybody together. Like, in what world are these people together? Like, why are they standing there next to each other? I have no idea. I don't get it, but I love it so much. Like, there's no logical explanation for Ian Malcolm being here. Nothing about this situation would need Ian Malcolm. You can't convince me of that. I don't think they're going to be able to in this movie. I think they're just going to be like, It's going to be one of those things where he wasn't supposed to be there. It's like, I don't even know how I got here. Guys, come on. Yes. What am I doing here? Hello. I can't do it. I can't do the accent right now. So ask me again some other time. All I just dove into was just the way that he skips around. What am I doing here? But yeah, I'm very hyped for this. I am already sold on this being my favorite JP movie on concept alone. Yeah, there's lots of interesting concepts in this one, and I just can't wait to see how everything connects and unfolds. But yeah, we do always need Ian Malcolm, but like I just don't understand what in the world he's doing here. Like, I don't feel like anybody in this chat can be like, "Oh, there's a good reason for Ian Malcolm to be here." Maybe they kidnapped Sarah, and like he goes to like the Apple headquarters and he's like, Sarah Harding, and you know, she's like, Ian, I'm right here. He's like, okay, let's go. I keep wanting to dive into the okay, let's go, come on. The grand. Now my voice hurts. Okay, too much yelling. They come together just to wave goodbye. Okay, that's possible. Even worse. I don't even know what you're saying even worse to, but it could be. Sarah went willingly. Maybe. It's possible. That would be a shocker. I love that they say the same line here. It's giving me big Star-Lord versus Thor energy. And then of course Ian with his Indiana Jones quote. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? And Giganotosaurus, and then the logo. In cinemas. June. Jurassic World Dominion. What do you think? Is it going to be good? It looks pretty good. Like, it looks pretty awesome. So, yeah. I think that's about it. We've been going for 2 hours. That's too long. Yeah, that's too long. 2 hours, okay? And I appreciate each and every person that's been here for however long you've been here, hopping in and out, and certainly for all the super chats. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are all super, super awesome. I think I got them all. Oh, we got this one here. Sorry. One last thing I have to say is that the trailer is fantastic, and I cannot wait for this movie. Hope you guys have a good day. Thank you so much. Yeah, I cannot wait. I think we were all in agreement. It's just like incredible. I was just blown away. You know, I felt like we were all getting a little jaded by like all the, you know, all the stuff that's going on recently and all the weird stuff going on. It's like, is it going to be anything good? And then it happens, and it's the coolest thing ever. So. Yeah. Yeah, I guess somehow I watched the UK trailer. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, it's Universal Pictures UK. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But anyway, that's it, guys. That is all I've got for you all today. So thank you so much. Please make sure to go to these places here, JurassicParkPodcast.com. Jurassic Park Pod over on Twitter, at Jurassic Park Podcast on Instagram, Jurassic Park Podcast on TikTok. Find us all over the place on any of your favorite social media platforms or podcasting platforms out there. And yes, please go watch Cretaceous Campcast. Very good content. I just watched it a little bit before this, so please go take a listen to Cretaceous Dave talking about Camp Cretaceous. And how it could tie into Dominion and stuff like that. So very cool stuff. I am excited. Thank you so much for the shirt likes. Appreciate it. But that's all, guys. Thank you so much. Go to JurassicParkPodcast.com and make sure to listen to our most recent episode about the Lost World Book Club. Please listen to that. Ben did a fantastic job with that episode. It's literally like 3 hours. It's a bit over 3 hours long. So if you need more Jurassic content, if 2 hours of talking straight about Jurassic wasn't enough for you guys, we have 3 hours. Plus, you got to listen to Cretaceous Dave stuff. All right, so that's 6 hours of content. All right. Oh no, is it still? No, it's muted. Get out of here. You got me scared, man. Did it happen somehow other ways? Like, and I don't know, but I appreciate everybody for being here. Do I have anything else going on? There might be, I don't know if we're doing any Forcecast stuff. I have no idea. I haven't heard from Ryan. I don't know. I recorded some Grim Grin and Ghost stuff, and we did talk about Jurassic. We talked about, oh God, we might have talked about how canon ties into theme park lands. Okay. And we might have talked about that because, there's a lot of theme park lands that like to tie themselves in with canon. And you guys know, canon and me don't get along. So, eventually that'll be out on the podcast feed. So I'll promote that again when it comes out. But thank you guys so much for listening. Go listen to all our stuff. Have a good night. Love you all. Stay safe. Stay Jurassic. Stay kind. And as always, you know the deal. Enjoy.